Captain Elias Rourke leaned back in his chair, staring at the endless black of space through the viewport of the research vessel Odyssey. Stars stretched in every direction, distant suns twinkling like tiny jewels in the darkness. Humanity had made great strides in space exploration, mapping hundreds of star systems and contacting several alien civilizations. Yet, out here, at the very edge of the known galaxy, the universe still felt ancient, infinite, and full of secrets. Elias ran a hand through his short-cropped hair. "Status report," he called. Lieutenant Mara Chen, his second-in-command, turned from the navigation console. "We're approaching the uncharted system Iota-13. No signs of life, no signals, just a gas giant and 3 small rocky planets." Elias nodded. "Good, keep the scanners active. Anything unusual, no matter how small, report immediately." The crew of 12 moved quietly through the bridge, each aware that exploration carried risks. They had trained for encounters with hostile species, dangerous cosmic phenomena, and even rogue human factions, but nothing could prepare them for the strange, silent presence they were about to discover. It began with a flicker on the sensors. A massive energy signature appeared near the largest planet in Iota-13. At first, it seemed impossible. The reading suggested a structure of enormous size, far larger than any human-built ship, even larger than the flagship Odyssey. Elias stood, his eyes narrowing. "Magnify the readings." "What are we looking at?" Chen adjusted the console. I've never seen anything like this. It's definitely artificial. Energy output is off the charts. And it's moving." The bridge went silent. Moving. Nothing this big could travel through space unnoticed. Elias felt a cold thrill run down his spine. Humanity had encountered alien vessels before, but nothing like this. The reading suggested an intelligence far beyond human understanding. "Prepare a boarding shuttle," Elias ordered. "I want to see this up close, and keep weapons ready just in case." The crew obeyed, moving with practiced efficiency. Within an hour, Elias and a small team of 5 were aboard a shuttle approaching the massive vessel. Its shape was alien, curving, almost organic, like a living creature rather than a machine. Smooth surfaces glimmered under distant starlight, reflecting colors Elias didn't recognize. As they drew closer, a low hum vibrated through the shuttle, a sound without pitch but full of power. The shuttle's instruments went wild, warning of energy fluctuations. "Brace yourselves," Elias said. The team held onto rails as the ship's surface shimmered, then opened a passageway as if inviting them inside. Stepping onto the vessel was like entering another world. The walls seemed to pulse, glowing faintly, and corridors twisted in impossible angles. It was clear this was not a warship, yet it radiated authority, intelligence, and power. Suddenly, a figure appeared at the end of the corridor. Elias froze. She was taller than any human, with an elegant, commanding presence. Her skin shimmered faintly like liquid metal, and her eyes glowed with a golden light that seemed to see everything. "You've come," she said, her voice both melodic and commanding. It echoed in their minds as well as in the air. Telepathy. Elias realized she was speaking directly to their thoughts. Who are you?" Elias asked, trying to keep his voice steady. "I am the queen of my people," she replied, stepping closer. "And I have been searching for you." The air shifted as she moved. It was not threatening, but every step felt deliberate, full of purpose. Elias felt something strange in his chest, a pull like recognition, like a memory that was not his own. "Search." "For me?" he whispered. Her eyes softened and she reached out. Her touch was light, almost fragile, yet it carried a warmth that spread through him. "Yes, human," she whispered. "I've finally found you," the crew murmured, stunned. Some took instinctive steps back, unsure what to do. Chen placed a hand on Elias's shoulder. "Captain, should we?" "No," Elias said firmly. "Let me handle this." The Queen's gaze remained on him, studying, understanding. "You carry the spark I have long sought. Your kind humans are unique," Elias frowned. "Unique? How?" She smiled faintly. "You are resilient, creative, brave. You are one of the few species in the universe capable of true moral choice. You think, you feel, you imagine beyond survival, and that intrigues me." The words were like fire in Elias's mind. He had heard tales of humans being remarkable, even heroic in small ways. But to hear an alien, an advanced, powerful being, acknowledge it was beyond anything he had imagined. "Why me?" he asked. "Why now?" "You carry a rare gene," she explained. One that allows our minds to connect across species barriers. I have searched for centuries for someone like you, and now at last I have found you. The crew was silent, watching Elias's reaction. They saw the mixture of awe, fear, and responsibility in his eyes. Elias took a deep breath. He had faced impossible odds before, led men and women through life-or-death situations, but nothing could have prepared him for this moment. Captain, this could be a trap, Chen said softly, breaking the silence. Elias nodded. I know, but I feel something here. I feel this is bigger than us, bigger than any battle we could fight. We need to learn, and we need to survive. The Queen extended her hand fully, inviting him to step closer. Elias hesitated for a moment, then took it. Her touch was firm, grounding, yet filled with a strange energy that seemed to unlock thoughts he didn't know he had. I will show you, she said, why your species is destined for more than you know. Suddenly the corridor shifted around them. Walls moved, light patterns changed, and the space felt alive. Elias realized the ship itself was intelligent, responding to the presence of its queen and now to him. This ship, it's alive, he whispered. Yes, the Queen replied. Everything you see is a part of us. Our minds, our history, our will. It flows through this vessel, and now a part of you will flow with it too. The crew exchanged nervous glances, but Elias stepped forward. He had faced death, isolation, and cosmic phenomena before. But this was something else. A chance to prove humanity's worth, to show that humans could rise to meet the universe in ways few species could. For hours, the Queen guided them through the ship, showing glimpses of alien technology and culture. Rooms shimmered with light, some containing floating orbs of knowledge, others filled with holographic images of distant galaxies and civilizations. Elias felt both small and infinite at once, aware of the vastness of the cosmos and the unique role humans could play within it. At one point, the Queen paused in a chamber filled with crystalline structures. She turned to him, her eyes locking onto his. Human, your people are at a crossroads. You have potential I have never seen in another species. But potential alone is not enough. You must prove it, and I will guide you. Elias felt a surge of determination. I will do whatever it takes, he said. The Queen's lips curved into a faint smile. Then let our journey begin. Outside, the stars continued to shine. Humanity's place in the galaxy was no longer small or uncertain. A new chapter had begun, one where courage, intelligence, and moral strength would define the path forward. And in that moment, Elias knew that the universe had just opened its first door to him, and through him to all of humanity. As the Odyssey crew gathered around him, watching the Queen's presence fill the chamber, Elias whispered to himself, we are not alone, and maybe we are ready. The chamber hummed with a soft, almost musical vibration, as Captain Elias Rourke followed the alien Queen deeper into the heart of her ship. The walls pulsed faintly with light as though the vessel itself were alive and breathing. Every step Elias took felt heavier than usual, not from gravity but from the weight of the unknown pressing down on him. Where are we going? Lieutenant Mara Chen asked, her voice quiet, almost reverent. The Queen did not answer immediately. She moved gracefully, her form shimmering in the strange light of the corridor. I want you to understand, human, she said finally. Humanity is not like the other species I have encountered. You survive, yes. You fight, yes. But what I see in your kind is far greater. Creativity, empathy, courage, these are rare in the universe. Elias frowned slightly. You've been watching us. Yes, the Queen replied. For centuries, in ways subtle and unseen. Your history, your struggles, your victories, they have intrigued me. Your ability to adapt, to dream, to make choices beyond survival, it is remarkable. The crew glanced at one another. Some were skeptical, some nervous, and others filled with awe. It was one thing to meet an alien species, another entirely to be praised by one that seemed more powerful than any humanity had known. Why me? Elias asked again, unable to hide the curiosity in his voice. Why did you call me out of all humans? The Queen paused, her glowing eyes locking onto his. You carry a rare trait, human. A gene that allows your mind to connect with my kind across species barriers. Most humans cannot. You can. That is why I found you. That is why I am here now, Elias swallowed. So, what does that mean? It means, she said, that you can understand and influence my people. You can bridge the gap between our species, and perhaps one day between humans and the larger galaxy. Chen shifted uncomfortably. Captain, This could be dangerous. We don't know if we can trust her. Elias raised a hand to calm her. I know. But consider this, if she is being honest, this could be the opportunity of a lifetime. Humanity has always wanted to explore, to understand. This is the universe opening its door to us. The Queen led them into a vast chamber, circular and immense, with a ceiling that seemed to stretch into infinity. Floating platforms hovered above a pool of shimmering energy. Images appeared in the air. Visions of alien worlds, galaxies, and civilizations Elias had only dreamed about. Your people are at a turning point, the Queen said. There are many forces in the universe, some of them hostile.
Yet humans have something rare. The ability to rise above fear, to act with ingenuity, to make choices guided not only by survival, but by morality and hope.
That is why I have sought you. Elias felt a sense of responsibility settle heavily on his shoulders. He had led crews through dangerous missions before, but never had the fate of his entire species, or perhaps more, felt so intertwined with his own actions. The Queen gestured to one of the floating platforms. It glowed brighter as she spoke. There is a trial, human, a test to prove that your species can rise to meet the challenges of the universe. I cannot do this for you. You must succeed through your own courage, intelligence, and morality. Elias stepped onto the platform, feeling the energy beneath him hum in tune with his heartbeat. A trial? He asked. What kind of trial? The Queen's eyes shimmered. You will journey to my homeworld, a place far beyond the boundaries of your charts. There you will face challenges designed to test not only your body, but your mind and spirit. You will encounter creatures and situations that will seem impossible to overcome. Only by using what is uniquely human, ingenuity, bravery, empathy, will you succeed. Chen frowned. This sounds like a trap. What if it's a test of loyalty to her kind, not of humanity? Elias shook his head. I don't think it's a trap, Mara. I feel something here. She isn't testing loyalty to her species. She's testing whether humanity is capable of more than we know. That's why she chose me. The Queen moved closer. Her presence was overwhelming but comforting at the same time. Human, I have seen your history. Wars, exploration, moments of great heroism. You adapt when others would fail. You endure when others would give up. You imagine possibilities others cannot see. That is why you are capable of bridging our species. That is why you are here. Elias swallowed hard. The weight of her words pressed on him. I will do it. I will take your trial. She smiled faintly, a soft glow spreading from her eyes. Good, but know this. The trial is not just about physical skill. It is about understanding, communication, and the choices you make under pressure. It will challenge your very humanity. A sudden image appeared in the chamber, a vision of his crew, standing against strange alien creatures, facing enormous machines, solving puzzles that seemed impossible. Elias felt his pulse quicken. The trial was real. It would be dangerous. Yet deep inside, he felt a spark of excitement. Humanity had faced impossible odds before and emerged victorious. They would do it again. Your crew will accompany you, the Queen continued, but not all will participate in every challenge. Some will observe, some will act, and all will learn. This is as much about teaching your species as it is about testing you. Elias looked at his team. Each face reflected a mix of fear and determination. They had trained together, faced danger together, and now they would face the unknown as pioneers of humanity. Prepare for departure, the Queen said. The journey to my world is long, but it will pass quickly for you. Time and space are not as rigid as you think. As they prepared, Elias felt a strange connection forming with the Queen. It was subtle, but undeniable. Her thoughts brushed against his mind, not as commands, but as gentle suggestions. He could sense her curiosity, her hope, and perhaps her trust. Before leaving, she spoke once more. Remember, human, courage without wisdom can be foolish. Strength without compassion can be destructive. But a mind that combines bravery, creativity, and morality, that is a force the universe cannot ignore. The shuttle descended from the alien vessel, moving through space at speeds faster than anything humanity had achieved. Stars streaked past and time seemed to blur. Elias held onto the railing, feeling the hum of energy all around him. Chen leaned toward him. Captain, can humans really rise to that level? The Queen seems beyond anything we've known. Elias looked at her, eyes steady. We've done impossible things before, Mara. Humanity doesn't just survive. We adapt, we learn, we overcome. If she believes in us, maybe. Maybe we can prove her right. Hours later, the shuttle entered the orbit of a planet unlike any Elias had ever seen. Its surface glowed with bioluminescent forests, rivers of liquid light, and towering structures that seemed alive. The atmosphere shimmered, reflecting colors he couldn't name. "This is the trial world," the Queen's voice echoed in his mind. "Here, you will face challenges that will test your body, mind, and spirit. Fail, and you return with nothing. Succeed, and your species will gain understanding beyond anything you have imagined." Elias took a deep breath, feeling both fear and exhilaration. "We're ready," he said aloud, though the weight of responsibility pressed on him. The crew murmured their agreement, faces set with determination. As they stepped onto the planet's surface, the ground seemed to pulse beneath their feet, responding to their presence. Strange creatures observed them from a distance, some curious, some cautious. The air was thick with energy, almost alive, and the very environment seemed to challenge them. Elias looked at the glowing horizon. "This is it," he said. "The first step into something bigger than us. Bigger than humanity alone." The Queen's voice echoed gently in his mind. "Remember, human, the universe watches not only your strength but your choices. Show what humans can be." And with that, Elias felt the weight of the trial settle fully upon him. This was no ordinary mission. It was a test of humanity itself. A test that would reveal whether humans were truly capable of rising to the stars. As the crew spread out, preparing for the first challenge, Elias felt a spark of hope. He had no idea what lay ahead, but he knew one thing. Humans were survivors, dreamers, and heroes. And if the universe demanded it, they would rise to meet the impossible. The first challenge loomed just beyond the glowing forests, hidden in the shadows of alien towers. And Captain Elias Rourke, chosen human, was ready to face it. Captain Elias Rourke stepped cautiously onto the glowing soil of the alien world. The ground pulsed faintly beneath his boots, and the air shimmered with strange energy. Around him, towering structures rose like crystalline trees, twisting and bending in ways that defied human architecture. The sky glowed in shifting colors, and distant shapes moved with a grace and speed that seemed impossible. "This place, it's alive," Lieutenant Mara Chen whispered. Elias nodded. "Everything here responds to us. The Queen said this trial tests our mind, body, and spirit. Be ready for anything." The crew spread out carefully, sensors scanning the environment. Strange creatures peered from behind the luminous plants, observing them but not attacking. It was as if the planet itself were judging them, watching how humans behaved under its gaze. The first challenge appeared suddenly. A wide chasm cut through the terrain, too deep to jump. On the far side, a complex structure shimmered with energy, clearly the next stage of the trial. Floating above the chasm were platforms of glowing crystal, shifting in position as if aware of the human's presence. "Looks like we have to cross that," said Elias, eyeing the gap. "But the platforms aren't fixed. They move based on weight, speed, and maybe something else. We need a plan." Chen studied the platforms. "If we go one at a time, we might be able to time our steps. Or maybe if we move together, we can balance them." Elias nodded. "Let's try a mix. We move as a team, but spread out just enough to keep the platforms from tipping. Stay alert. Watch each other's steps." One by one, the crew stepped onto the floating crystals. The platforms shifted and hovered, testing their balance. Elias felt the strange energy under his feet respond to his focus and intention. It was almost like the planet was reading their minds, reacting to fear, hesitation, or confidence. When a platform tilted dangerously, Elias extended his hand to Chen, helping her regain balance. The Queen's voice echoed in his mind, calm but resonant. "Human, remember that courage without intelligence can fail. Work together and the path will open." By carefully coordinating, they reached the other side, hearts pounding but spirits high. The first test was complete. Elias felt a surge of pride, not just in himself, but in the humans around him. Their ingenuity and teamwork had carried them across the impossible. As they paused to rest, the Queen's voice spoke again. "Well done. But the trial has only begun. You will now face challenges of intellect and morality. Your decisions will shape not only your path, but how my people perceive your species." A new corridor opened ahead, lined with glowing panels displaying shifting symbols and images. The crew stepped forward, studying them. The patterns were complex, unlike anything they had seen. At first glance, it seemed like a puzzle impossible to solve. Elias approached the panels. "These symbols, They must follow a pattern. Look for logic, look for repetition. Humanity has solved impossible problems before. We can do this too. Chen nodded, and together they began to analyze the sequences. Hours passed, and the crew worked tirelessly, testing combinations, observing reactions, and learning from mistakes. The panels glowed brighter when they made correct moves and dimmed when they failed. Finally, Elias noticed a subtle rhythm in the patterns, a sequence that repeated every third symbol. He signaled the crew, and they adjusted their inputs. Slowly, the panels shifted and clicked into place, revealing a hidden passage. The Queen's voice echoed again, warmer this time. You learn quickly. That is human ingenuity. Remember, strength is not only in your muscles, but in your mind. As they entered the new passage, the challenge changed. Now the environment itself became hostile. Strange, semi-transparent creatures emerged from the glowing forests, moving like shadows. They were not aggressive at first, but their presence tested the humans' courage. Elias raised his hand. Do not attack unless necessary. Observe their behavior. Every action we take matters. The creatures responded to fear, aggression, and hesitation. When the humans stepped carefully, showing calm and awareness, the creatures allowed them to pass. One of the younger crew members, Private Leon, stumbled and shouted, causing the creatures to shift, blocking their path. Elias stepped forward. Stay calm. Step slowly. Focus on understanding, not fighting. Through patience, the crew reached the next chamber where the final stage of this trial awaited, a massive energy barrier. Across it lay a pedestal holding a crystal that pulsed with power, their goal. But the barrier was not a physical one. It responded to their thoughts and intentions. Chen frowned. It's like it's reading our minds. If we think we can't cross, it won't let us. Elias took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and focused, imagining each step across the barrier, believing fully that they could succeed. One by one, the crew followed his lead, trusting not only his direction but their own courage and focus. As they reached the pedestal, the barrier dissolved, revealing the crystal. Elias picked it up carefully, feeling a surge of energy course through him. It was not dangerous, it felt like recognition, a signal that humanity had passed the first real test. The Queen appeared before them, her form glowing brighter than ever. Humanity's courage, intelligence, and morality have carried you through. You adapt, you observe, you learn. That is why you were chosen. Elias bowed his head respectfully. Thank you, Queen, but this is only the beginning, isn't it? She nodded. Yes, there are still trials ahead, tests of diplomacy, morality, and endurance. You will face situations where strength alone will not suffice. But know this. Your species has already shown qualities many others lack. You think beyond survival. You care for others. You can inspire loyalty, trust, and cooperation. That is why I believe humanity can rise to greatness in the galaxy. The crew exhaled collectively, relief and pride mingling with exhaustion. They had crossed impossible chasms, solved alien puzzles, and faced unknown creatures, all without succumbing to fear or aggression. Private Leon, still panting, looked at Elias. Captain, we actually did it. We didn't just survive, we succeeded. Elias smiled. Yes, we did. And we'll keep succeeding. Humanity always has. The Queen's voice spoke once more, gentle but filled with meaning. You will need all your courage in the next trials. You will face moral dilemmas, situations where the right choice is not obvious, but your species has shown potential I have never seen elsewhere. Keep this in your hearts. Humanity is more than flesh and bone. You are ideas, dreams, courage, and hope. That is what makes you powerful. Elias felt a deep sense of responsibility settle over him. This trial was more than a test of strength or skill. It was a measure of what humans could become. The universe was watching, and the Queen had chosen them to represent humanity. Let's rest, Elias said. We'll need all our strength for what comes next. But remember this. We've already shown we can rise to challenges that seem impossible. Whatever comes next, we will face it as humans, courageous, clever, and united. As the crew prepared for the next stage, the alien world continued to shimmer and pulse around them. The forest glowed, the creatures observed, and the floating structures shifted subtly, almost in approval. Elias looked up at the sky, filled with colors he couldn't name, and felt a sense of purpose he had never known. Humanity had crossed the first barrier, proving their intelligence, teamwork, and courage. The universe had taken notice. And Captain Elias Rourke knew that no matter what trials awaited, humans would rise not only to survive but to inspire, to lead, and to reach heights that even the Queen had not yet imagined. The first challenge was complete. But the journey was far from over. Ahead lay tests of heart, mind, and morality, trials that would push humanity to its limits. And Elias, chosen human, would lead the way, showing the universe what humans were truly capable of. The glow of the alien sky seemed to pulse in time with his heartbeat, a reminder that the universe was alive, aware, and waiting for humanity to step forward and claim its place among the stars. The glow of the alien sky faded slightly as Captain Elias Rourke and his crew continued their journey across the luminous world. The air shimmered with energy, and the strange creatures that had observed them now seemed to vanish, leaving a quiet stillness. For the first time since arriving, Elias felt a flicker of unease. The first challenges had tested their courage and intelligence, but he sensed that something far more dangerous was approaching. "We've done well so far," Lieutenant Marachen said, scanning the horizon. "But I have a feeling the hardest part is still ahead." Elias nodded. "The Queen warned us that strength alone won't be enough. Our next challenges may test our ethics, our judgment, even our humanity." The crew moved cautiously through a narrow canyon where the walls glowed faintly with alien symbols. As they walked, a sudden vibration ran through the ground. The glowing walls pulsed, and from the shadows emerged figures, tall armored aliens, not like the Queen, but members of her species. Their eyes glowed with suspicion and hostility. One stepped forward, voice resonating in their minds. "Humans, you are not welcome here. Your presence threatens our world." Elias raised a hand. "We mean no harm. We are here to prove our worth in the Queen's trial." The alien sneered. "Your kind cannot be trusted. We will not allow you to continue." Before Elias could respond, the alien raised a hand and energy barriers shot up, separating the humans from one another. Panic rose among the crew. Private Leon struggled against the invisible wall. "Captain!" "What do we do?" Elias took a deep breath. "Stay calm. Do not attack. Remember the Queen's words. Courage alone is not enough. Think, observe, understand." The Queen's voice entered his mind, calm but firm. "Human, this is the true test. You will face opposition even from my own kind. How you respond will show what your species is capable of." Elias stepped forward, raising his voice so the aliens could hear him. "We do not wish to fight. We have crossed impossible chasms, solved complex puzzles, and faced your world's dangers without aggression. Violence will not help anyone. Let us show that humans can resolve conflict differently." The leader of the aliens glared at him, energy crackling around his hand. "Words are meaningless. Actions prove worth." Elias nodded, understanding the challenge. "Then let us act wisely." He observed the barriers and the aliens' movements carefully. He noticed a pattern. The barriers reacted not only to force but to thought and intent. If the humans acted with aggression, the walls would tighten. If they acted with caution and strategy, they would weaken. "Follow my lead," Elias said. "Move slowly, calmly, without aggression. Show them our intent is not to conquer or harm." The crew obeyed, stepping carefully, focusing on control, balance, and calm. The barriers responded, slowly lowering in segments. One by one, the crew reached the open space, their actions deliberate, showing cooperation, intelligence, and patience. The aliens paused, studying them. The leader's glow dimmed slightly. "Interesting," he said. "Your species shows discipline, but still, can you make the right choice when morality conflicts with survival?" Elias raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" The alien gestured to a chamber ahead. "Inside lies a machine that can grant you immense power. It can protect you, give you the ability to surpass any challenge. But to activate it, you must sacrifice a member of your crew. Will you do it?" A stunned silence fell over the humans. The air itself seemed heavy with expectation. The glowing walls pulsed as if awaiting their answer. Chen stepped forward, her voice trembling but strong. We can't sacrifice one of our own. That's not humanity, that's wrong." Elias nodded, placing a hand on her shoulder. "I agree. Strength without morality is meaningless. We will find another way." The aliens exchanged glances, then the leader's voice resonated again. "Most species would choose survival over morality. Humans, you may be different than we thought. Prove your worth without taking an innocent life." Elias looked at his team. "We stick together. We use our minds, not violence. That's how humans face impossible odds." The team approached the machine cautiously. It was massive, humming with power, lines of alien energy flowing like rivers across its surface. Buttons, levers, and panels glowed with symbols incomprehensible to humans. Elias studied it, seeking patterns. He noticed subtle feedback. The machine responded to thought, to intent, to observation. "Focus," he said to the crew. "Think like humans. Observe, deduce, and use ingenuity. That's our strength." Hours passed as the crew analyzed the machine, testing small interactions and observing reactions. Slowly, patterns emerged. They discovered that the machine did not require sacrifice. It responded to cooperation, intelligence, and ethical intent. By working together, applying human reasoning and ingenuity, they activated the machine without harming anyone. A surge of energy flowed around them, but it was not destructive. Instead, it seemed to recognize their achievement, rewarding them with knowledge and resources. The alien leader studied them, eyes glowing. "Your species, you have shown qualities rare in the universe: strength, courage, intelligence, and morality. Perhaps you are worthy of the Queen's trust." Elias breathed deeply, relief and pride mingling. "We're not here to dominate. We're here to learn, to show that humanity can rise to challenges without compromising who we are." The leader nodded slowly. "Your actions speak louder than words. Many species would have chosen the easy path, the path of selfishness and survival. You did not." The Queen appeared before them, her form glowing with approval. "Human, you have faced opposition, deceit, and moral dilemmas. You have chosen wisely. Courage, intelligence, and morality. These are the pillars that define your species. The universe has watched, and you have proven humanity is capable of greatness." Elias looked at his team, pride swelling in his chest. Each member had faced fear, confusion, and ethical temptation, yet none had wavered. Humans had risen to the test, not just surviving but excelling where others might have failed. Chen smiled softly. "Captain, and we did it." "We really did it," Elias nodded. "Yes, humanity did it. Not just me, not just one person, everyone here. That's what makes us strong." The Queen's voice spoke gently. "The trials are not over, but you have taken the most difficult steps. You have faced opposition from even my own kind, and you have acted with integrity. That is why I trust you and why I believe humanity can rise to the stars." The aliens who had opposed them stepped back, no longer hostile. "You have proven something rare," the leader said. "Perhaps your species is more than we expected." Elias exhaled, feeling the tension drain from his body. The challenge had tested not just skill and courage, but heart and mind. Humanity had shown it could make the right choice even when tempted with power or faced with betrayal. The Queen's glow brightened, filling the area with warmth. "Remember, human, the universe will always test you. Not every challenge will be physical. Not every battle can be fought with strength. But the choices you make, guided by intelligence, morality, and compassion, define who you are, and humanity has shown it is capable of greatness." The crew regrouped, exhaustion mingling with a sense of accomplishment. They had faced the impossible, outwitted an advanced alien faction, and passed the moral trial that could have destroyed them. Private Leon spoke quietly. "Captain, we're learning more than we ever imagined. I think humanity really can rise to meet the stars." Elias smiled, placing a hand on Leon's shoulder. "Yes, and we will. Every challenge, every obstacle, humans will meet them with courage, intelligence, and integrity. That's what defines us." The glowing sky above them seemed to pulse in agreement, reflecting the hope and potential of humanity. The Queen watched from nearby, her presence calm, proud, and approving. Elias took a deep breath. The trials were far from over, but humanity had faced a betrayal, a moral dilemma, and an impossible challenge, and had emerged stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. The next stage awaited them, challenges that would test diplomacy, endurance, and their ability to inspire trust across species. But Elias knew one thing with certainty: humanity was ready. As the crew looked at the alien horizon, they realized they were not just participants in the trial. They were pioneers, representing the hopes and potential of an entire species. And in the heart of this glowing world, Captain Elias Rourke understood what it truly meant to be human. To survive was not enough. To thrive, to rise above, to inspire, that was humanity's destiny. Captain Elias Rourke and his crew stepped carefully across the alien landscape, their eyes wide with awe. The world around them shimmered with a radiant light, forests glowing with bioluminescence, rivers flowing like liquid crystal, and towers rising like living crystals into the sky. Every step they took felt like walking through a dream. But Elias knew this was real, and the weight of their mission pressed on him. They had passed impossible trials, faced moral dilemmas, and earned the respect of even the Queen's most skeptical followers. Humanity had proven itself in ways no one could have imagined, and now the final stage awaited: the formal alliance. The Queen appeared before them, her form radiant and majestic, yet gentle in her presence. "Human," she said, her voice both in the air and directly in Elias's mind. "You have shown courage, intelligence, and morality beyond what most species ever achieve. You have not only passed the trials, but you have proven that your kind is ready for more than survival. Humanity is ready to rise to greatness in the galaxy." Elias stepped forward. "Queen, it has been our honor. We have learned so much, and we will continue to do so. Humanity seeks understanding, friendship, and knowledge. We do not seek to dominate or destroy." The Queen's glowing eyes seemed to shine with approval. "I have watched your species for centuries, and I have long searched for humans capable of bridging the gap between us and your kind. You, Elias Rourke, and those who have journeyed with you are the first to achieve this. Today you will represent humanity as allies of my people and, through us, of the galaxy." A platform of glowing crystal rose from the ground, inviting the humans to step onto it. As they did, the air vibrated with energy, and images of distant worlds, alien civilizations, and vast cosmic phenomena appeared around them. The Queen continued, "This platform represents the heart of the Alliance. It is not a weapon, but a symbol of trust, unity, and shared knowledge. By stepping upon it, you accept not only responsibility for your species, but also the opportunity to inspire and lead others toward cooperation, peace, and understanding." Elias looked at his crew. Each face reflected awe, determination, and pride. They had trained for exploration, but this was beyond anything they could have imagined. Yet he knew they were ready. Humanity had risen to every challenge, not through force alone, but through courage, creativity, and moral choice. "Captain," Chen said softly, "we are ready." Elias nodded. "Then we accept this alliance, not just for us, but for all of humanity." The Queen extended her hand toward Elias once more. Her touch, radiant and warm, filled him with a strange energy, a connection that transcended words. "By accepting this alliance, you become a bridge between species, a symbol of humanity's potential. Together we will face the challenges of the universe, share knowledge, and explore the stars." As Elias took her hand, the platform's energy surged. Images of humans, past and present, appeared around them. Scientists, explorers, heroes of war and peace, ordinary people who had shaped history through courage and imagination. The Queen's voice echoed gently. "You see, human? Your species has always been remarkable. Each choice, each act of courage, each moment of ingenuity has led to this. Now the universe itself will bear witness to humanity's rise." The crew watched, moved beyond words. Private Leon whispered, "Captain, look at all those people. It's like history itself is acknowledging us." Elias nodded, feeling the same awe and inspiration. "This is bigger than any mission. This is humanity's chance to be part of something greater." The Queen turned her gaze to the surrounding alien delegates. "I formally present these humans as allies of our people. They have passed trials of courage, intellect, and morality. They have proven their species is capable of understanding, compassion, and greatness. Accept them as partners, teachers, and friends." The alien delegates stepped forward one by one, bows and gestures of respect acknowledging the humans. Even those who had opposed them earlier now seemed to recognize the significance of their achievements. Elias felt a swell of pride, not personal pride, but pride in humanity itself. They had faced impossible odds, solved alien puzzles, crossed chasms, and resisted temptation, betrayal, and fear. And now their courage and morality had been recognized across the galaxy. Chen spoke softly. "Captain," the Queen, "she believes in us." Elias smiled. "Not just in us, Mara, in all humans. That's what makes this so important. Humanity has the chance to rise, to show the universe who we really are." The Queen's gaze softened. "Human, the trials you faced were only the beginning. There will be challenges ahead, conflicts, cosmic phenomena, and choices that test your morality. But you have shown the potential of your species. You have the courage to face the unknown and the wisdom to act rightly. Humanity can inspire, lead, and thrive among the stars. The platform's energy pulsed, sending waves of light across the alien world. The humans felt knowledge and insight filling their minds, technologies beyond Earth, strategies for survival, and glimpses of civilizations that had risen and fallen over millennia. It was overwhelming, yet invigorating. Elias looked around at his crew. This knowledge, it's incredible. But more than that, it's a responsibility. Humanity now has the chance to use this wisely, to build, to learn, and to inspire. Private Leon grinned. We've come so far. It's amazing. I never imagined we'd be part of something like this. Elias nodded. This is what being human means. Rising to the challenge, learning, and doing what is right no matter the odds. The Queen's voice echoed one final time, filled with warmth and promise. Humanity, take your place among the stars. Teach, explore, and inspire. You have proven yourselves worthy. And remember this always. Your greatest strength is not your technology. Your strength or your speed, it is your courage, your ingenuity, and your morality. As the humans absorbed the Queen's words, the alien world seemed to celebrate them. The forest glowed brighter, the rivers shimmered like molten crystal, and the towers reflected their light across the horizon. The creatures of the planet emerged once more, no longer observing cautiously but moving with what seemed like acknowledgement, a recognition of humanity's achievement. Elias turned to his crew. We've done more than survive. We've risen to meet every challenge, shown what humans can do, and earned the respect of an advanced civilization. And this is just the beginning, Chen smiled. The universe is waiting for us. And we're ready. The Queen stepped closer, her presence filling Elias's mind with calm and assurance. Human, one day your species will face challenges greater than these. Wars, cosmic disasters, and moral dilemmas will test your courage and intelligence. But you now know the potential within yourselves. Trust in humanity and you will never falter. Elias bowed respectfully. Thank you, Queen. We will honor this alliance and we will strive to meet the potential you see in us. The Queen's eyes shimmered. I will watch and I will guide when needed. But know this, humanity has earned its place among the stars. Rise, human, and lead your species toward the future you deserve. The humans felt the platform's energy dissolve gently, leaving them standing on solid ground. The alien delegates surrounded them, no longer skeptical, now allies and friends. The crew exchanged glances, their hearts swelling with pride and hope. Private Leon whispered, Captain, I think we really can do this. Humanity, we're ready. Elias smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility balanced with excitement. Yes, Leon, we are ready, and we will rise to meet the universe, not with fear, but with courage, intelligence, and morality. As the sun, or what passed for a sun on this alien world, cast long shadows across the glowing landscape, Elias felt a sense of destiny settle over him. Humanity had passed trials designed by an ancient and powerful species. They had faced betrayal, solved puzzles, crossed impossible gaps, and chosen morality over temptation, and now they were recognized as worthy allies, capable of inspiring and leading in ways never before imagined. The Queen's voice echoed one last time in their minds. Humanity, the stars await. Go forth, explore, teach, and inspire. You have proven your worth, and now the galaxy will see what humans can truly achieve. Elias looked at the glowing horizon, the alien forests, and the shimmering rivers. He turned to his crew, each face glowing with awe and determination. This is just the beginning, he said softly. The universe is waiting, and humanity will rise. And with that, the humans of the Odyssey took their first steps toward a new era, not just as explorers, not just as survivors, but as heroes, pioneers, and symbols of courage, intelligence, and morality across the stars. The Queen's presence lingered in their minds, a gentle reminder of what they had achieved and what they could accomplish. Humanity had proven itself not by power alone, but by heart, mind, and spirit. For the first time, Captain Elias Rourke understood fully. The universe was vast, full of challenges and wonders, but humans were ready, and the stars would never be the same again.